Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If you guys like the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content like this, and hopefully you guys enjoy the video. So, we are going to be planting sunflowers today. Hunting season is only a short few months away, so we're going to be getting ready for at least dove opener. Plant some sunflowers in the back 2 acres. It's a lot of overgrown grass, so I'm going to be knocking that down with the weed whacker. My neighbor has a rototiller on his tractor. He's got a PTO driven one, so it's going to get right through all of this stuff, and we should be able to at least get some seeds planted in this video. I don't know if it'll be today or a different day, but we're going to make sure that we get at least the field prepped, the little short field that we're going to be putting this stuff in, and get these seeds in the ground. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so this is the back 2 acres. I started weed whacking a little path here so that I can see how much room I actually want to take up with rototilling. And then we're going to start with some really big sunflowers on this side and then some smaller ones going out. So there'll be some that are going to be like 2 foot tall, some that are 5 foot, 12 and 15. And it's right in front of this tree, so we'll be able to sit under the tree, a couple dog blinds, and hopefully be shooting doves over it. And then hopefully another project in there. So we're gonna keep going. I gotta restring, and we should be chugging right along, and then I'll go see if I can get a rototiller. So it looks like we don't have any like big obstacles here that I'm gonna have to like avoid when rototilling. It's kind of what I wanted to clear this out and make sure that I'm not gonna hit anything with a rototiller. But I got this side done, and so it's probably 20 yards that way, another 20 yards this way. So we're looking at maybe 30 to 40 yards across, and then I'll come out a little wider with it when I actually decide to till it. And it should be a nice little plot right here that's not going to interfere with anything that I want to do over here later. So it'll be a fun little sunflower patch for doves. There's a lot of doves around, and I'll do some pictures and stuff in it too. It'll be pretty cool to have, and just have something planted back here that's actually useful, because all this stuff is just not. First pass is done. I'm gonna see how deep. I mean, it got down there probably 6 inches. So I think that's the right height that I need. And it seemed to level everything out pretty nicely, but I might come back in with a hard rake and just get it a little more flat. I'm gonna do 3 rows here, so it's gonna end up being about 10 foot wide, maybe 12. I'm gonna keep going. That turned out really nice. All right, guys. I believe it's 16 foot across now. I think that's a 4 foot implement, and yeah, you can see how good of a job it did. Some of the grass stuff Like this, I didn't even start until right there, but some of it I went back further. So yeah, I mean, just look at how good of a job this did. This is all clay. Anybody that's worked with clay knows that this stuff is not easy to work with when it's dry. I mean, this is a little moist right now, but it's not clumping together. So it's gonna be tough trying to keep this watered and not dried out. But luckily my pond's, 40 yards away. So I am gonna get this tractor back to my neighbor, and I'm gonna come back here with all the seeds, start planting them across, and water. I don't have any fertilizer, or Bree has some. I might get some from her, some Miracle Grow or something to put around the seeds. But I have a sprayer that I'm gonna be using to water all of this. It's supposed to rain for at least the next couple days, so that should be good to at least get these seeds started. But this is gonna be cool. I'm pretty excited with this little tree right here. It's gonna be perfect for doves flying into land at it, or to land right here where the sunflowers are. And actually the sunflowers that I'm putting in produce edible sunflowers, so it'll be interesting to see if the sunflower seeds, if I can make anything out of them. But yeah, let's get this thing back, and then I'm gonna start planting. All right, so I got this all tilled. I actually just sprayed it with the weed killer, because I'm sure you guys can kind of hear the wind noise, but it kicked up pretty quick, and we got some clouds rolling in, so I wanted to get that down before it rained so it would seep in to the soil. But I'll kind of walk you guys down it. It's about 40 yards long and like 10 yards wide, so it's a pretty decent setup for what we're going to be using it for, but I'll show you guys right now. All right, so we got the tree here, and this is where we'll be sitting. It goes down and then down to that. So what I'm going to do is probably plant the taller sunflowers right here on the front side, the shorter ones on the back side, and that'll help block us with the taller ones. But I just sprayed, like I said. I'm gonna wait for that to sink in for like this week, and we got some clouds coming in, so I'm gonna wait for it to dry up a little bit after it rains, and then I'll start planting all of the sunflowers, and we should be in good shape. So that's day one of planting this sunflower field, and hopefully I can get back to this in the next week. If not, then I'll catch up with you guys when I get back to it, and we'll be planting, watering all of it. I'm going to try and come up with a watering setup, like some sort of bucket out here that I can use a bilge pump or something to be able to just spray or broadcast water out here, because the pond's close enough that I could probably run a long enough hose for like a bilge pump or a trash pump or something, but it'd just be easier to have something out here that I can water with, and just something simple that I can get out of here when I'm done with it. And then we'll see where it goes from there. So I'll catch you guys when I get back to this, hopefully in a few days, a week, I'm not sure. Alright, so it's been a few days. I let the weed killer sink in a little bit. Rain came in, It's really wet back there, and so I got some of the seeds soaked, and I've got about 200 seeds here that we're going to start off with and see how that works. It's going to rain today, so I'm going to try and get those in right now. So we're going to get the four-wheeler fired up and head back there. So let's go. Alright, so grass is all dead back here. There's some animals walking through here. I think they're deer. But yeah, I'm going to start planting from the middle and just go out both ways. And I'm sure I'm going to have to come back in here with like some bulk sunflower seeds just to fill in the areas, because I dug a lot more than I thought I was going to. Alright, so I got everything in the ground. It had to have been about 200 seeds, but I covered the whole thing in like 5 rows. The time lapse fell over so you guys couldn't see all of it, but I got rows kind of every 2 or 3 foot going out away from where we're going to be sitting. And then the packets of seeds said to spread it every 12 to 18 inches. So I just did like kind of a side shuffle and just put holes in the ground, put them about an inch underground, packed them down so that there's good seed to soil contact. It's gonna rain pretty much any time, so that should compact the soil a little bit more depending on how much rain we're gonna get. It seems like it's gonna rain for about 12 hours, so this afternoon into the night, and it'll be dry for a couple days and keep raining. So this clay holds a lot of moisture. I'm not worried about the seeds not having enough water. I'm gonna set up a barrel or something and get a sprayer to come back here, like a backpack 4-gallon sprayer, just to kind of wet the areas that I know that the seeds are in. Especially when it gets dry, it stays dry, and hopefully the roots get down there and can stay within the moisture. So we'll see what happens, but that's going to do it for this episode. I'm going to try to keep up with some of these videos that show me planting stuff back here, but for now, that's going to be the end of it. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.